Hey everybody, I'm Brian with Knox Company, and in this video I'm going to give you guys a little review of the Craftsman outdoor blower and vacuum. It's for a lot of yard work, and I'm also going to use the hedge trimmer that I just bought too. And I'm going to show you what sweat equity really is. A lot of people always ask like how many tools, or how do you get all those tools, or you end up having everything that you need for any type of random job. Well, this right here is how I get them and how I afford to do it. It's called sweat equity. Let me show you. So here's the situation. We have a rental house, and while we're here for the next year, we have a different yard to take care of. And there are some trees around here. You can see my neighbors, they have lots of trees with leaves, not so much in our yard, but it does affect us because all the leaves are blown into our yard. And the same thing in the front yard. And we have a couple bushes that need to be trimmed, and they need like a hedge trimmer. And a lot of the neighbors, they use a landscaping company, and I've priced it out. I mean, you could spend anywhere between like $130 on up to try to have them come maintain your yard, and that's sometimes minimal maintenance. So if you can afford that and you want to spend the money on it, that's good. But the way I kind of look at things is I look at how much the tools cost and how much I could save monthly for the next, let's say, year I'm going to have to be in this house. And could I buy my own tools, do it myself, maybe even do a better job, maybe even do more in-depth maintenance like the backyard and the front yard, and save money, make money, because I got my own tools now, which are paid for by money that I would have spent on the landscape service. And maybe even at the end of it and we move and we don't need them, I could sell the tools and probably make at least half back on it anyways. So I look at things that way, and that's how I start to acquire more tools, is I start to look into, can I do it myself? What does that entail? How much do the tools cost? How much would I be spending on the long run? And you kind of find the value there. But I like it because I start to own more tools. If I ever need a job for something, I got the tool for it. I can sell the tools later, and sometimes I've even made money back and broke even. A couple times I've made profit off it, but the real value is not spending that $100+ a month for the next year. That could be, I don't know, $1,200+ for just landscaping. And really it's not a lot of work. I think I'm probably gonna spend maybe less than an hour every other week or so. Especially once I do the first initial cleanup. But let's get to the tools. I'll show you the Craftsman outdoor blower and vacuum, because we have a lot of leaves that I need to either blow out or suck up. And I bought this thing, I got it at Lowe's. I think it was maybe like $55 or $65. I'll show you guys the tool and we'll see how it works. So this right here is the Craftsman. Looks like it's 12 amp. It says it blows up to 260 miles per hour, which is actually a lot higher than most of the other ones I've seen. Comes with these tips. I'm sure you have to use some of these tips to get that higher velocity, but it's kind of cool. It's compact. I did get the corded version, and the reason I did that is because I have several 100+ foot extension cords already, so I don't mind it. But the real thing was I could save probably like 30% by doing corded versus battery. But if you want to get a battery powered one, you're going to pay probably $30 or $40 more. But it does give you the versatility, shorter work time. This one, obviously, you can just keep going because it's corded, so that was one of the advantages. And again, I'm trying to save money, and I'm still trying to get the job done. So let's get this thing together, and we'll see how it works. So here's the tool all assembled. Right now it's the blow function, which means it has this vent cover on here. So it actually has a little cord that shows you if you want it to be a vacuum. You turn, click, and you actually leave this port open. And then you put this large piece attached to it and you hook the bag up. But to have it be a blower, you leave it like you currently see it, and it has this little black cover right there, and that will actually have it in the blower function. So we're gonna start with that and see how hard this thing blows. I got one of the smaller tips on it. Let's see if it works. It's not too heavy. Here we go. So I'd say that the blower function works really good, especially with those smaller tips. It has a lot of power. You can see it moving the landscaping rock. It was actually blowing dirt and everything up, and then I could clean it right off by blowing it off the concrete. But the blowing function's good. It is loud. I don't know how loud it is compared to other ones, but it's gonna have some noise to it. The weight isn't too bad. So again, just because it's a corded version, there's no battery on it. It's a little bit lighter probably than some of the battery ones, but overall it's pretty easy, and it definitely has a really good blowing function. So now we'll see how it works with the vacuum function. Hey, and if you haven't already, make sure you hit subscribe and like. Subscribe to my channel. I'm gonna be doing a lot of videos like this if you haven't already seen them. I do a lot of DIY stuff on how to build things, electrical, drywall, framing, custom builds, furniture, tool reviews, how tools work, and now I'm even going to be doing videos you'll see on the channel about how to do YouTube, like how to make videos like this, how to basically start a YouTube channel, maybe even become monetized and make money on YouTube, but overall just kind of stuff you can do around the house, fixes. If you own a home or you have a place or you ever want to make any crafts or anything like that, I mean, I have videos that can show you all kinds of things. And if you guys have any questions or things you want me to show you, put them in the comments there below and I reply back to those, and we just create more content. So hit like, hit subscribe, let's go. And here's the tool set up for the vacuum function. It has a larger port, and this is the cover that you actually hit this button and then you twist it and it opens up, and then you lock this into the port, and everything has fittings that are really obvious that how it fits together. So a cool thing about this is that I didn't really even have to read the instructions. You can kind of put these parts together just based off this card, and it's really simple to assemble and disassemble. Everything goes together a certain way, or like one way, so it's hard to mix it up. And we're like, you know, within less 30 seconds we're ready to go as the vacuum function. So now we have it all set up. I got the backpack on. Let's see how well it works. So for the vacuum feature, I'd probably give it like maybe a 7 out of 10. It does definitely have the ability to suck up the leaves and things. This is really light, it's not too hard. The only thing that's a little bit difficult is, depending on how this port comes out and where the cord's at, you kind of have the cord flipped over it while you're holding it. So it is a little bit awkward, but it does have that vacuum feature. It's not just a blower, so that's one of the reasons I liked it. But it was able to suck up most of the loose leaves that are in the rocks. So if you don't want to blow it all out, or you just want to be able to suck up anything loose on top, you can do that. But overall, I'm pretty happy with it. It definitely has a really good, strong blowing power, but the vacuum, again, I'd say I'd get a 7 maybe. I don't know really how it compares to other ones. I know that most people use a weed blower to actually blow everything, and then they either sweep or vacuum it up once it's in a pile. So maybe that's what you should do, is blow everything out into one area, and then you can vacuum it all up at once. But you can see in the video, I sucked up some of the plastic. I sucked up a piece of the kids' chalk. It had no problem sucking that up and just continue going. And then there's a pretty good capacity right here before you have to refill it. But it is an option. So for like maybe like $55, $65, you can have a blower, vacuum, and you can also save yourself some money. So that's just a little quick on the tool and how it works. So again, I think it works really good as a leaf blower, really good. But as a outdoor vacuum, 7 out of 10. It sucks up most of the stuff that's loose, but if you're expecting it to actually pull something heavy up, or pull like a leaf that's kind of stuck under a rock or something, it doesn't seem to have the suction power to do that. But I did suck up a couple big items and it went right through it, so I didn't have any problem with that. The dump out and cleanup is easy, but it can be messy really fast if you don't do it right. So I made the mistake of unplugging it from the tool and then letting the hose hang, and some of the stuff that was in the hose fell out. So it's just a learning curve. I think that if I were to use it more, I'd get better at it. And this is just my first time really messing around with it and seeing how it works as far as moving leaves and, you know, trash around the yard or something. But definitely worth the money. I think that it's really good for a blower, which I might need in the shop a lot. We're blowing out dust and stuff out of the shop, so I've always kind of needed one of those. The air hose doesn't work as well all the time, so I'm probably gonna keep it for that at least. But as far as like relying on it as an outdoor vacuum to suck up all the leaves, it's okay. But my real thing here was just showing you that you can save money by doing stuff yourself. You know, time is money, and your time is your money. So if you're spending money on a landscaping and you're thinking, how can I save money in the long run, or how can I start my own business and invest a little bit? Sometimes that's just, something you can do is like invest in some of those tools and then see how you can save money by doing something yourself. And maybe that tool over time will pay for itself and then some. So in this case, the initial purchase is less than 150 bucks, which would be probably 1 month's worth of landscaping service. And I could use these tools for however long. And if you really wanted to, you might even be able to start your own business. I know a lot of people are starting businesses now and they're doing like landscaping. You go get a couple accounts and you have whatever, $100 plus a month for each account. First month around, you're paying for your tools or more. And then you eventually own those tools and you can use them or sell them later. But invest money in yourself. Remember, your time is your money, and it's one way to get going. It's really the spirit of DIY is saving money. In my sense, it was saving money, that sweat equity. So this is just one example, and I'm just showing it because I need to clean my yard. So I decided to invest a little bit of money in some yard tools. So if you guys like the video, make sure you hit that like button if you haven't already. Again, subscribe to my channel. I'm gonna have all kinds of stuff about how you can save money, how you can make things, fix things, do things around the house, really create that sweat equity. And I'm also gonna be doing more about how to do YouTube. So subscribe if you're interested in any of those things. And if you're still watching right now, thank you so much. I appreciate all the support, and I'll see you on the next build.